Salutations! Welcome to the conversation. I am your host, the Queen of Shade, and I would like to formally, cordially, gleefully, and joyfully welcome you to One-on-One with the Queen of Shade Season 2. There are going to be a lot of surprises in this season. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces that have been here before, and some new ones, and it's going to be an amazing journey of discovery. Remember, these are not interviews. These are inner views. Let us see what your soul looks like. So pull up a chair and don't forget to comment, like, share, and most of all, subscribe. To follow the show, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Queen of Shade, and you can follow the show there. There's also a podcast version of the show, but that hasn't come all the way out yet. I did a soft launch, but that will be coming out too. Season 1 was absolutely crazy. There are 253 episodes of Season 1. Yes, I was running off of pure adrenaline, pure spirit, pure excitement, and we got that done. So you can expect Season 2 to be just as magnanimous and crazy and explosive. There will be some great conversations that you will be able to take things away from and apply to your natural life. 253 episodes. Let's see what we do for Season 2. I love all of you and thank you for supporting, watching, commenting, liking, sharing, because baby, we're on this journey together. We're not on here alone. I'm not on here alone. My guests are not on here alone. You're right along with us. So once again, welcome to the conversation. Now let's get to the conversation.
You fall. The Queen of Shade.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. Mister, how's your wife and kids? Do they know you like to handle this? I say, mister, why punish your son? 'Cause his daddy likes my kind of fun. And at night you always call my phone. You're always asking if I'm all alone. And when I tell you that I need your love, you come running just to feel me up.
Laureano Ramos. Salutations, Queen of Shade here, coming to you with another special presentation. This is Season 2 and we are back with a beautiful program and beautiful people. We are looking at the humanity of the people that we're bringing to this platform. It is not an interview, it is an inner view. Show us your soul, your humanity. And having said that, I have someone today whom I can't wait to speak to because I haven't seen him in quite a while. We keep in touch, but busy lives. And this person is just an amazing man, and I can't wait for you to hear from him today. So, listen, Season 2, and he's back. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to some, reintroduce to others, Mr. Laureano Ramos.
Love it.
I love it.
Season 2, we gotta do it
Yeah, absolutely.
right. Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. Friday's a day off for me right now, so I don't work on Friday. So just been up early still. You know, my body stays on the same clock. I don't care if it's the day off or not. So got some chores done and just been relaxing all day. Looking forward to this interview with you.
Wow. Wednesdays and Thursdays are my weekend. I work Saturday, I work Sunday. Because, so many people. It's season 2, and so many people I'm accommodating. So they work during the week.
Gotcha.
They're
Yeah.
not all like me, get to sit around and play in hair and makeup and
Hey.
for a living.
Right, right, right.
Oh, I've missed you. Welcome back to season 2.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You seem
And
happier. You seem happier. You seem healthier. As spiritually, it's just what I'm picking up.
yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, it's funny you asked that. You say that because I was thinking something earlier. You know, it was. I was going through my Instagram, and I get a lot of comments, and I do my best to try to respond. But not all the time. I just like to see what people have to say every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I saw one that came across, and it was something about regrets. And before I go into a tangent on it, I'm going to make it very, very simple. If I had some regrets, then I'd be living miserably today.
Yeah.
And today I'm very happy. And my heart's full. My faith is strong. And if I lived with the regrets, then I wouldn't be in this position now.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to kind of learn to live and let go, because you can't trade, honestly, one happiness in for the other. Which one's going to be happier? So I'm completely content. So thank you. Thank you for noticing.
You are so welcome. And, you're right about that. I was actually, like I said, I was doing monologues before I sat down. And I was basically, the last thing I said to people was, God lives inside of you. You're his house. I said that. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual or religious. It doesn't matter. It is the same for all of us. I said, not just God. You come from bloodlines, ancestors that have lived before, whom prayed for you to one day come into being. And I'm also that type of way. I don't have regrets. I don't. I was just saying that too. My life happened the way that it happened, and that's the end of it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Because every single thing, every single, let's say, experience, because that's what a life is. Life is nothing but experience. So every single experience, whether some would deem them savory or some would deem them unsavory, brought me here.
Right.
So I'm with you on that. I can't, like you said, I can't pick one out and say, oh, well, I wish I could have made that a little lighthearted or this one a little. No, because I didn't know what I needed.
Right. Exactly.
The divine, as I call God, the divine, your ancestors, they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
We come into this world and we're babies. And, there's, children especially, there's that thing where children learn from being taught, but then they also learn from what they see, what they hear, those different things. There's also another way of learning. There's knowledge passed down through the blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's why some people just have a knack for certain things. Oh, well, my father did it. My mother did it. My grandmother, yesterday was her birthday. She celebrated 77 years.
Oh, amazing.
So, yes, for 40 of those years, she was an educator in a classroom. So it is not far-fetched that I don't have a college degree, but I teach all day long.
That you do.
You see? So it's just, I wouldn't take back any experience.
Right.
God, you started this off really well. That was good. Let me just take a moment to say, I love what you're wearing, that piece on your neck.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? It's a piece my girl got me. She's a fashion stylist, so she has a knack for picking things out, and she's picking up on what I like, and and she'll surprise me with a couple pieces here and there. I'm not sure where she got it, but it's the first time I've worn it, and I love it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
beautiful. It brings just the right attention to the neck. Like it's really nice. And
Thank you.
I started in fashion years ago, Paris.
Yeah,
But so, I noticed those things. It is so good to have you here.
yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't wait to get you here because, it's season 2 and I'm starting off slowly because I'm not working as hard as I did with season 1.
Hmm.
I was fed up with Instagram at that time. They were policing more than they should black and brown bodies at that
I
time.
noticed. I
Yeah,
noticed you were very communicative about it, and I noticed. I'm like, man,
and
you
they still
you
are. They still
yeah,
are
they and
policing.
and they picked the wrong person too to be messing with that. That's for sure.
They damn sure did. They did, cause I don't. You know what it is. I don't go quietly into the night about anything.
Right, right.
So, I don't go quietly into the night about anything. So, like, yeah, I turned around in season 1. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use y'all. So what I did was, I literally stopped posting for 6 months and
Mm.
went to everybody online. There were so many people that wanted me to come to them, but I had a certain image I was going for. Now I'm more open-minded as far as, because I don't have to work so hard. Season 1 is out, so they know
Okay.
what to expect from this. So now I can be
Right.
more open, as far as guests and as far as where I'm going and all of those things. Now I want to talk to everybody.
Mm.
Like that's the thing. Like before, it was like, okay, well, I need hot men. Yeah, I got that. I had that. I've always had
Right.
that since
Right. Right.
I was 19. I've always known where to find the guys. I've always known that. But
Hmm.
season 2, I'm like, no, let's talk now. I'm going to be bringing some amazing people to this platform, and I'm so happy because you are number 6. Yeah, you're number 6. And
Okay.
that was on
Okay.
purpose. Yeah, I just started number 6, and
Love it.
and I have others that are slated because I do have the calendar ready. But no, you were
Hmm.
number 6. I couldn't wait because what they don't know is, like I said, we've kept in touch since the first conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what they don't know is, like, there's been opportunities I thought I was getting, and I would call you like, listen, okay,
Yeah.
I want to bring you along because I was looking at your pictures today because I was getting ready to pick out a photo to kind of promo this conversation. And I
Okay.
kept going and I kept going, and there were so many, and I was just like, okay, this ain't the one. Let me try this one. Let me try this one. Like I finally got one that I was like, all right, I could, because I kept, every time I saw one, Laureano, I saw another. And I
Right.
was like, this man, I was like, it's true. In fashion, we know men
Right.
work more as we age.
Yeah.
That beautiful, they like that distinguished gentleman. And people don't,
Mm.
people don't that don't know that beard is white on purpose. It's not dyed. He said
Mm.
that first season. It's not dyed.
Yeah.
He has dark hair and a white beard. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just how it happened.
Genetics, that's how God put me on this planet, and I've embraced it. I've been embraced a long time ago. So um, I'm just surprised the top's not there yet, but it'll be there by season 3 or 4. We might be having this conversation in a whole different kind of color scheme up top.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because you're right. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. I love this. I love
Yeah.
this so much. Like sitting and just really allowing God to use me to bring light
Mm,
to people around the world, because it's
mm,
not just local with me. I'm
right.
talking to people all over the world: Paris, Germany, Spain, like South
Mm,
America. Like I'm all over the place. And, that is a testament of not just my reach, but my ingenuity.
mm,
Because, see, at one point, I was just saying in the videos, at one point, entertainment was not what I wanted to do, Laureano. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
mm,
Biology all through high school, biology all through college. And
mm,
and I get hit with what also is in my bloodline: mental illness, bipolar 1, PTSD, acute anxiety disorder, and I had to be medically withdrawn from college.
mm,
So that was a lot, and I don't regret that either. But I never thought that I'd be entertaining, because for me, you know, Entertaining for me is not the same. I'm an intellectual entertainer. So everything I do, everything I say, everything I sing is my thoughts. I'm getting paid to think. You
Yeah.
know, and that right there, that is better than anything I could have planned for my own life.
Right. And I feel like this other road that you're now on, the one that you were taken from, you're a vessel, and if it wasn't going to work for there, he knew he was going to put you in this situation that, you know what, I've got something better for you,
Yeah.
where you're not going to waste just because you couldn't do what you intended to do, planned to do in the first place. We need you here now. So
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, my one of my therapists always said to me, because I've had a couple over the 20 years of therapy, but
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite ones, she was one of my only black therapists, and I loved her because she just really got me. She understood, traumas and things like that. But she said to me, she said, God has called you to speak to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And when she said that to me, I wasn't ready. I didn't want to receive that. I'm like, what am I going to say? I was like, no, like this is not, and get it. I didn't refute her or rebuff her. I just sat there quietly because I was like, is that possible? And it's so crazy. We're talking about what I was just talking about into the camera because I talked about the fact that in a lot of careers, it's face value. It's the onesies and the twosies. You're in front of me. I give you the product. I fulfill the service. You leave my store. You leave my establishment, etc., etc. With me, I upload it into the internet, and I don't have to do the onesie and the twosie. People are getting helped, and I'm asleep.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
even know who's seeing it. I
Right.
was just saying that on Instagram because I'm still permanently shadow banned because I will not stop posting black guys, black and brown guys. I will not. So
Mm-hmm.
I see 1 or 2 likes under every post. But then when you go to read them analytics for the month,
Mm-hmm.
it's saying 2 million views.
Mm. Right. Right.
And it's literally been at 1 million views for 10 years straight.
Wow.
So yeah,
Mm.
so that's why people are like, why doesn't this bitch just hang it up? Why does she, she don't have the numbers like that. I'm like, baby, y'all. I finally just started posting the analytics. I
Yeah.
was just like, so, just look, because
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
telling you is not good. Just look, and that's what I did.
Yeah, yeah. Instagram started off well for me, and it did, and I took off with it, and I figured it out. And when I thought I figured out, they switch it up, and then when they switch it up, I figured it out, and I caught on quickly. In all honesty, and no disrespect to Instagram, honestly, I'm pretty much at the point where like it's time to kind of move on to something different. It's okay to have it as a personal account, you know what I mean? Even if someone took over and managed it for me, but it's really, I've reached and I'm still reaching people. And I feel like I was like you, I was stuck at a number for a long time. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? And there's nothing I could do about it, but continue to push and grind. And then all of a sudden numbers would go up and then it would just be stagnant. So, I know I'm not to blame. Instagram's not to blame, but the whole point is that I don't need to depend on that platform for me to be who I want to be, who I need to be, who I'm called to be. So it's just there. I've made a reach. Heck, I still every once in a while I still get comments from videos from so long ago. You know what I mean? So like you said in your sleep, you're reaching people. And I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I saw something on Instagram earlier today. Man, it struck a chord, and it's funny how they say, you you really only can understand life going backwards, not going forwards. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing that stuck out was that your purpose not is the thing that you do. It's the thing that happens that helps others to do what they need to do. And that's where you and I are in this position. And many other people. My girl's the same way, and she's a stylist, and she reaches out to people. A lot of friends and family and influencers on Instagram, they reach out to people. So it's you become more selfless, and you want to see other people kind of do the same thing you do, and gain from the knowledge that you have to give to them. And I feel that more fulfilling than doing it for myself nowadays, and I'm okay with that, and I love that part, and that's where I see you and I have a lot of similarities in that.
We do, and I want to say this to anyone that's watching. that's going to see this, because it's being recorded right now, I want to say that, you know, you, like me, when I first started on social media, it wasn't this platform, it was MySpace. But then several years went by, and then I got to YouTube. And YouTube, I sang a lot of covers. I had like 2,000 covers. I've since deleted that account because I have my own music and I don't want to sing other people's music and get sued. So I have my own account, but I want people to know that it is a journey to do what you want to do. And things are going to change, including you, along the journey. But what I want people to take away from all of these experiences is the fact that it costs nothing to start. But to keep going, you've got to invest a little more. And I'm just being truthful with that. When I started, it was free. It was free. I was reaching many people. Then I go viral on Instagram, reaching many people. They loved, like, it was so crazy. When I first started, I was doing 15 monologues a day. I did that for years.
You were working.
For years. I was switching. I had my grandmother's church hats. I was switching them hats and going, because I felt I had something to prove. Because the thing, like, with me, people see me and they don't understand. I'm living my dream. I'm living, like, freedom for me. This is what I wanted. I had a mainstream career. I was going to sign to a major label. I had an A&R. I'm old enough to come from a time when there were A&Rs. I had that. I had signed the modeling contracts in Paris. I was working with top photographers. And in the midst of it, I just realized where I'm going and the way that I'm going, when I get there, I'm not going to own it. And that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
So I remember backing out of everything, being cursed out, being told we were going to spend all this money on you. You'll never be this. You'll never be that. You're a fool. You're this. You're that. And I talked about that too today. I was 19 when that started. I'm 42 now. And took a long time. But what is 21, 22 years of toil building something yourself when you get to own everything lock, stock, and barrel?
Yeah.
You know, because their attitude, because the majors, they said, well, you'll never garner enough publicity to really make a real big splash. I said, okay, all right. I have this thing. My grandmother has it too. Watch me. And when I first started on Instagram, when I went viral because I was mentoring. Because, see, I've been doing this a long time. I was mentoring back in, I want to say, 2015, before I even offered it as a service, Laureano. I was mentoring a young man by happenstance, and I always said this: be nice to people. Always treat them with kindness and treat them with God's love, because you don't know what they're going to become tomorrow. So you want to make sure that every interaction that you have, you gave the best version of yourself and you were kind. This young man, I was mentoring him for years. He used to call me from all over the world. He worked for the Department of State. He traveled all over the world doing great things. But he happened to blow up on Instagram. And I can say his name. His name was Talk Gay with Faye. I knew him as Faye Londo, but his name was Talk Gay with Faye. He blew up and became larger than life. And one day, I did a video. It was 15 seconds. And he shared it. And that was him just saying, thank you for always being there for me. And now I get to do something for you. It set my entire career in motion. That night, he shared it at night. It was the craziest thing, Laureano. My grandmother was in the hospital with an inflamed, infected gallbladder. They couldn't even take it out because she had to inevitably be sent home for them to treat the infection before they could go in and remove it. But she's laying up in the hospital bed. I'm there with my nephew in the room because wherever she go, we go. So there was no going home. I had my chargers, I had my phone, I had everything I needed, clothes. We was in that hospital room with her. We was not leaving.
Beautiful.
So he shared me. And I'll never forget, it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I was trying to be quiet because she had finally was getting some sleep. And I'm like, and she's like, she hears me because she's such a light sleeper. And I'm like,
Yeah.
she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. But I went from 10,000 followers to 22,000 by morning.
Mm.
It happened like that. Everybody started following me. Laureano, I didn't have an LLC then.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a name.
Right.
I didn't have anything. The happening of that forced me to come home, get with my grandmother and say, I got to start a business. I have to start a business. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. Right. Now, do you still have that video or whatever it is that he shared? Do you still have that?
Oh, honey, I learned early. I have, Laureano, I have so much work. I have 5 terabyte hard drives.
Ooh. Ooh. I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And get this. The reason why I'm bringing this up is Instagram started monetization.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, well, if you want to make money, if you want to be seen, because then they started with the you got to pay for promotion, which is, I don't have no problem with it because we need to understand it's about Hollywood stars, celebrities, everything. Somebody's paying for them to be on television, period.
Right.
Somebody's paying for them to be seen. That's a part of it. And then they pay the people back. But I turn around and, my God, okay, wait, because it just, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. So I turn around and with that, I'm going a different direction. I decided to go a different direction because I want them to really understand this. What happened next, I didn't plan for. I couldn't plan for. I didn't foresee. So it's true. You look at what's going on, like you said, behind you. I had never had that kind of success ever hit my life. That moment, that night, I had to come up with a name for my business. I had to come up with a name for my character. I had to come up with all of those things. My grandmother named me the Queen of Shade from her hospital bed. She said, "You're going to be the Queen of Shade." I said, "I can't be that." I said, "I can't be that. That's a big name."
That's where it came from?
Yup.
Is that where the mustard seed started? Okay.
Yup.
Okay.
She said,
I love that.
She was laying in the hospital bed in pain. And she spoke from her sleep and said, "You will be the Queen of Shade." And my grandmother has always suffered from thinking bigger for me than I think for myself. She has always, because
I think she finds comfort in that. I think it's you the one that thinks that way.
Well, you know what it is, because like Laureano, even as I sit here accomplished today, I'm just a brown boy. Like, I'm just brown man. Because she hates when I say boy. She's like, "You're a grown man." Okay, I'm a brown man. Like, I look at all the things that I have done. And I'm like, who did this? Who? How? When?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so crazy. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've always told you, I see so much coming for you. I see so much coming for you. I've seen it since day one, since I saw you on Instagram. I know that God has so much in store for you. And I know that it will entail giving back. It will also entail entertainment. I see acting. I see modeling. I see a lot of things coming your way. And I have never recanted on that.
Yeah.
You like me. And the reason why I'm saying this to you is because when I started, I didn't have this. Literally, if someone asked me, "How'd you build your empire?" By the seat of my pants. By the seat of my pants. I tried something. I kept going. I got a little bit more courage because it was well received. So I tried something else. I kept going. I tried, like literally, when I first started, I was in church hats and jewelry, bare chested, because I was working out a lot then. Bare chested with my grandmother's church hats on and sunglasses. Those videos are crazy. They're a hoot, but if you listen, they just started resurfacing online. It's going viral right now. People are playing those as sounds, as audios. But literally, I was raw. I was raw. And then I did that for a couple of years because it's been 10 years. I've been the Queen of Shade for 12, but 10 in front of the camera. It took me 2 years to get her together, business wise. But literally, I was raw. And then I'll never forget New Year's Eve. I go to my grandmother and I'm like, I show her this. I'm like, and I wanted to see what she was going to say because she's a very devout Christian. I wanted to see what she was going to say about all of this. You know, I'm her gay grandson, firstborn gay grandson. But she's raised me all my life. She's always been, even if she didn't do it directly, she's always been in the background somewhere.
Sure.
Money, all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
So it was a wig. It was a wig. And she said nothing. She said, and ordered it. And I'll never forget when it came. I didn't know anything about wigs or styling or anything. She slapped that thing on my head and said, now go do your videos. She's always been there. And why I'm saying that is it's good to have people that can support us, even when we don't know what we are. And the reason why I said all of that was to say that I'm so thankful because I've been following you for a long time. I'm so thankful that you have your lady because I have seen her. See how I did that? I'm slick.
I see it. I see it coming.
I'm slick. She has been supporting you in a way that I've never seen anyone support you. And believing in you and just the beautiful, you guys have that Instagram together and you do fitness together. And honestly, that's the way a man wants to build. He wants that feminine energy. I'll say it there because I got it too, but I got it in my grandmother. You have it in your lady, that feminine energy is there to guide that masculine brain. Because as much as people want to say about me, I am a man up under here. And I
got you.
that, yeah, I think
I got you.
it's crazy. They make fun of me because they're like, if they only knew how much I don't like, yeah, I'm bullheaded sometimes because I'm like, I want to do it this way. I want to do it that way. I want to do it. Yeah, but thank God for my grandmother teaching me how to tap into my feminine energy. But you have that in your lady. And I have enjoyed your relationship thus far that you have shown us. That because she's just always there.
Yeah.
She's always there, Laureano. She's always there. And I'm living proof that when you have that kind of feminine support, you feel like you could do anything.
Oh, I feel like 10 feet tall and bulletproof is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not only the support, it's the many other things that she brings to this relationship and empowers me in so many ways. Support is just it's a soft love. You know what I mean? But it's there from the time we wake up and go to bed. I mean, a lot of people say, y'all just doing this for the likes and stuff like that. That's not true. This is our lifestyle. This is not a stage life. We grind. We get up early. We hit the gym. We cook together. We pray together. We do everything together. For a while, we kept our relationship under wraps, out of respect for her. And she's like, and she asked me, just please don't, not right now. And I respected her space on that, and it got to the point till we got, pretty serious and we started, talking more about it. And it was, she was very apprehensive at first. So I did little by little, and then, just went all out. So it's not for likes. It's not. It's who we are. And honestly, there's been nothing but positive feedback, on that. And still, that is not the motivation. But it's good to know, like we talked earlier, it's not so much I'm looking for my purpose as how can I help someone else, find theirs. And we've had a lot of conversations, whether it be lives or just comments in general or DMs and saying, hey, you've helped me understand what it is to love out loud again. You've made me not feel shy that I can pull up next to my man or my girl and just hug him and kiss him in public. I'm like, who can't do that? You know what I mean? I have been that way since day one, I mean, since I was a little kid, and she is getting the best of me right now because she brings out the best of me. And I love everything about our relationship. I love everything about her. So I appreciate you bringing her, as the forefront of the subject here because she deserves it. She is amazing. And this is just the beginning. We've only been together for a year. So we got so many things, so many goals that we want to do. But yeah, I've got the right one in that one.
People don't understand, and get this. There was a quote that I shared on my Instagram, and it said, "No one ever died from being single."
Mm,
It said, "But plenty of people have died from choosing the wrong partner." That
yep,
was deep.
yep,
And
huge.
no, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
No, that's huge. That's huge. I mean, I know enough men and women in relationships that they're not relationships, they're marriages, obviously, and they're 25, 30, 40 years into it. I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not here to be a marriage counselor whatsoever. I just know that, you know, I don't want to die that way.
Yeah.
I want to be happy knowing that the person that I've invested in, who's invested in me, feels the same way when my eyes close for the very last time.
Yeah.
And if it's a hard decision to get to that person, then of course it's always going to be. It's always going to be. I didn't just plan it. It you know what I mean? She was sent. It was prayed for. It happened that way. So.
Listen, I ain't Christian, but I know he that findeth a wife findeth a great thing. It says
Mm.
it says good thing, but I say great. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Because that's a beautiful thing. I'm staying there because it's what you needed. It's what you needed. And it was missing. It was missing. I can say that. Followed from being an outsider. I'm looking as an outsider right now.
Yeah.
It was missing. And you know what I love? Like, one thing I don't love. Let's go there. Let's start there. What I don't love. Because I woke up out of my sleep and made an original meme yesterday, and I said, God, I was really mad. I woke up this way because people don't understand, to do what we do, it doesn't just stop when we stop and turn the camera off. I'm always
Right.
thinking about what's next. I'm always having conversations with the divine. I'm always praying. Let me just say that.
Hmm.
I'm always praying and talking to my ancestors and doing those things. So it is a 24/7 conversation. So
Hmm.
I was dreaming, and then I woke up and I knew what to write because it came out of my sleep. So I
Yeah.
wrote a meme, an original meme, and it said, God, please forgive me. It said, please forgive me for allowing people to think that their opinion of me and the way that I live my life actually matters. I
Hmm.
am deeply apologetic for giving people a false sense of security and confidence.
Right.
I wrote that because I just thought about that when you said people are like, oh, it's so likes and views and this and that. Okay, question for you. With all the bad going on in the world right now, with the holy wars in Palestine and Gaza and bombings and our troops being here and there, and with the war being waged on homelessness and homelessness being made a crime in the United States, illegal to be homeless, but no relief, no
Hmm.
plan of giving any homeless person any help.
Right.
With all that happening, what is wrong? I'm asking you, what is wrong with seeing someone have even remotely an ounce of happiness?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't feel sorry for you waking up every single day, and not you in person, people in general, them use that want to wake up and complain and feel like poor me, this and that. I kind of went through a stage like that too, but just like what you said, everything that's going on, they have the time to comment on there and just say something negative. And I honestly, it's a reflection to themselves, to maybe their bad experiences, and they're just saying, well, he might be okay for right now, but eventually he's gonna F up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're basing your experiences off of what you see is what you get with me and her. Okay, let's say tomorrow it ends up being not what it is anymore. Okay, I can't predict it. I don't foresee that, but that's not the way I'm actually driving this vehicle. You know what I mean? I'm actually, buckled in. She's right there next to me. You know what I'm saying? Airbags are gonna go off if they deploy, and what's gonna happen between me and her, we're gonna work through it regardless. Until we can't work through it no more, and then we're gonna find another way to work through it. So yeah, those comments where people say, things like that, it blows my mind because number one, I'm sorry that happened to you. Once again, it's not a regret. It should be a lesson. But don't project your trauma, your past experiences on what you see that's supposed to be positive. It's a positive thing. It's me showing how much I love her and just little moments. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times very organic. I tell you what, if she was here, she'll tell you I don't like planning things. So a lot of times when we do things on the camera, it's just like, I got an idea. Turn the camera on. Let's do a live. Let's do a reel. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's the natural part of it. So love is not planned. It just happens, and that's what we're trying to put out there.
You know what, too? I don't know why, but I'm staying here today with your relationship because I'm so happy. I just don't feel the need to move. There's a lot going on here spiritually, and I see that there are the two of you, and then there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise, and
Yeah.
I'm not liking the noise. So what I'm doing is I'm clearing spiritually. I'm clearing the noise. That's why we're staying here, because I'm using my ability to clear the noise. So what I want to say to you also, Laureano, is don't be too nice to these people. Don't be too nice.
Yeah.
See, the Queen of Shade now, she's known for being kind and helping people and this is that and the other. But how I got my crown, how I got my name is that I let it hang out and I told people, you don't have anything to do with what's going on over here. Shut up and watch the show. That's exactly how I was. Shut up and watch the show. You're
Right.
gonna watch anyway. Shut up and
Right.
watch. And they, like, even for me, I told you they won't hit the like button, but they watching. And this is
Yep.
the thing. Most of them, I get more support from non-followers, which means these people actually remember my screen name and come back every day to the view of 2 million views, to the tune of 2 million views. And you should see it tells you following. And my following will be that little teeny corner, and then the rest of this will be non-followers on that.
I had that same issue for a very long time, and all of a sudden the shift changed. You know what I mean? Like something happened, and all of a sudden the non-followers became more interested and supportive than the regular followers. And like I've said for the longest time, I said I don't want followers, I want supporters.
Yes.
If you take all my followers away, and I have one die hard that believe in everything that I do, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah. Well, you're right. And this is the thing. See, this is what people don't understand. You're already famous. And that's what it is. People don't get that. They look at these celebrities. Oh, well, he's not in Hollywood or this, that, and the other. Fame has nothing to do with Hollywood. I was just talking to my nephew today. And as I was saying to you earlier, somebody paid for them to come on that television show. Somebody paid for them to get their spot and segment and promote whatever they're doing. That's all paid for. No one does anything for free. No one. So what they don't understand is because of social media being a great thing, a lot of people such as myself, we get famous first before we ever see a dollar.
Yes. Yes.
We become uber famous before we ever, and get it. In Hollywood, that's not how it happens. It's the other way around. They monetize you first, then you turn around and you get the fame. But with us, we're famous first. Everybody knows our name. Everybody knows our face. And we still running around with a check that we got. Can't afford a protection detail. Can't afford to, So even for me, and a lot of people say to me, Queen, you don't come out. You don't do parties. You don't host. You don't do any of the things that the normal of us do. And I say, baby, because I'm not normal. But I also know how many people I've reached. In 2018 alone, I was recording my album in Atlanta. My analytics for the end of the year were 21 million likes for just 2018. 1 year. It was my breakout year. My music did the best then. Everything. And what they don't understand is I'm working. See, it's not a dream for me anymore. I'm
Right.
working this thing. I'm working to the point of being able to afford a protection detail. Cause right now, my little hood ass nephew, my little hood ass nephew who loved to fight, he is everything to me right now. Don't let me go nowhere. So like it's crazy. I had to give him his
Yeah.
props. But no, like I'm not allowed to go to the store by myself. I'm not allowed to do anything by myself. I get recognized in my area. I just places, and he's there as a family member doing that.
Hmm.
He don't have to do that. He don't
Yeah.
have to do that. It's to the point where he told me, Unc, I'm really good at protecting you, making sure you don't go here, making sure you don't go there, making sure when you go places, we know where the exits are. These are
Mm.
things that celebrities need to know.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
How do I get out of
Absolutely.
here? And get it. He does all of that to the tune of, he's 23 years old. He said to me, Unc, I finally figured out what I'm going to do for at least the first start to my life. I said, what you going to do? He said, I'm going to start a security company and I'm going to work for you.
Hey, hey. But I mean,
I said,
wherever the idea comes from, you know what I mean? Hone into it and go after it. So I love that, you know?
and I'm like, so what I'm saying is people are always on you and me. They're going to always have an opinion. But I had a challenge there during that year that also went viral, and I talked about these haters don't matter for real. Their opinions don't matter. Not for real. What check are they cutting you?
Hmm.
None.
Right.
None. And then the end was an expletive, F you. But
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
grown since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've grown since then.
Right.
Oh, but I mean the same.
Yeah.
Like, these people don't understand that even in Hollywood, if fans paid the way they were supposed to, we'd all be all right.
Yeah.
There would
Yeah.
be no need for your Hollywood actress to demand more money from the production company or from the acting studio. They would
Right.
just say, "Oh, just wait till you get till the money comes in from the movie, and then we'll cut." But that's not what happens.
Right.
You still
Right.
gotta live. That was the one thing I hated about modeling. They had this thing called like net 30, net 60, net 90. So you turn around and you do a job and you wouldn't get paid for it for 60 days. Oh, but net 60, net 30, net 60, net 90. I have one of my best friends is still a model to this day, and she's in her 40s, and they think she's 23 years old.
Mm.
And she gets booked like crazy. And literally, she tells me all the time, because, Bjorn is my name. So she'll be like, BJ. She's like, BJ, I can't do this no more. And I'm like, well, she said, net 60. I gotta wait 60 days to get my check.
Ooh, that's trifling. That really is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Because
see,
you still got to put the same effort in every single day at every other job, and then you ain't gonna get 60 for this one, net 60 for that one. I'm like, what am I doing? You
yes.
know?
And then get this. Many of our stars are faking it.
Mm.
They're faking it. And then people get mad with us because we're showing you really how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went viral in 2018. I have been in this room for 19 years. I am still in the house where I started.
Right. Right.
But I have had more money to fund my career than I ever did before I came here. I have seen more money. And that's the thing, like I was saying earlier, I didn't have a company. Going viral and realizing that I needed to protect it and keep it, that's when I started the LLCs. That's when I got the trademarks. That happened in hindsight. It was like, okay, well, you went viral, and I had to play catch up. Most people would have did it the other way. Started their business. This is what I want to do. That's how you're supposed to do it. But I've
Mm.
always been backwards with things like that. I get out here, I shoot from the hip, and then it happens, and then I got to build it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, like most people don't understand that, you know, it takes a long time to see the kind of income to change your life.
Sure.
You know, I don't
Sure.
want to call any stars names, but I know stars that during the pandemic, they lost everything because they didn't make the FU money, as I've heard it be said.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
And they were people of color.
Hmm.
Their Caucasian counterparts didn't have to deal with that.
Yep, yep, yep. I get it. I get it.
Disproportionate.
Yeah,
People of color.
yep.
But they keep hiring us. Why? Because black and brown sells. Black and brown natural entertainers. We don't have, Laureano, you said it. We don't have to do anything planned. We just turn on the camera.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
that's
all
it.
we have to do.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it's always been. I mean, I can never follow in someone's footsteps. I mean, back to the opinions. You know, it cracks me up that they have the opinions that think that mattered when they make those kind of comments. Listen, I'm gonna be myself because everyone else is already taken. Okay,
You.
I'm never going to change. And your opinion, good or bad, is not going to influence me to change who I am. This is me. This is it. It's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to learn from you, learn from that, but I'm always going to be me. So,
But you know what else too? I notice when your star goes up, like when you first get that light, whether it be from Hollywood, whether it be on social media, when you first get that light, what we don't talk enough about is the jealousy and the envy.
mhm.
I've had therapists say to me, "You're so talented, I can't do what you do." And I could hear the envy in their voices. And you're my therapist.
Mm,
My nephew, he had a therapist at one point, got rid of him. My nephew was excited because he thought, oh, I can go into my session and this is a safe space. I can let my hair down. What I can't say out there, I can say in here. So he started talking about a book he was writing. The therapist, which we later found out, was a failed Hollywood writer. So when he heard my nephew's story beginning to talk, he was like really interested because he wanted to steal the story. But see,
yes.
my nephew has a lot of spiritual gifts. And when he recognized that the man was too interested, he stopped talking about it. And then every week that he went in to see that therapist before I called and made the change, because he was a child then, a child, mind you. He was stealing from a child. He wanted to steal from a child, mind you, a minor. Let's
Mm,
not go there. But he would try to bring up the book idea and get more character development from my nephew. And when my nephew stopped wanting to talk about it, he got so angry that he told my nephew in a therapy session, in a safe space, "You're arrogant, you're self-absorbed, you're this, you're that," lit off on him.
mm,
But see, he didn't think that my nephew knew anything about the business or had anyone in the business with connections that understood. I fixed that.
mm,
He no longer works there.
mm. Hopefully nowhere in that field at least.
And he said, my nephew said, "Uncle BJ, you were right. So many people in the world want to do this. They wish that they could do this."
Yeah,
And I had to instill it in my nephew. What comes easy to us does not come easy to everyone else.
sure.
What comes easy to you, Laureano? I've loved you since you started. Those transitions into the suits and the snazzy and the this and the that. And can we, because when I was looking at the pictures too, can we talk about your superb musical taste? Can we go there for a second? You have like, and I mean good music, good
Mm,
feel good music. I said,
man,
oh, my grandma was like, "Oh, he younger than me, but I remember this."
yeah, I know when I know. Listen, like I said, the music comes to me just as organically as the video and the reel. It has to be. You know what I mean? It just has to be. You know, Instagram has their templates and they have their music. And you know what I've noticed that just is really starting to irritate me? It seems like every other fourth or fifth reel is the same song that everyone's using. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, y'all not Feeling it. Okay, yes, I see you're beautiful. You got a dress on. You got a million likes because you. But the song is not working for me on that one. And then I see this dude over here. Yeah, he's cut up. He's built. He looks great. But you're using the same song everybody else is using. So I can't jump on that. I can't. So I'm gonna dig in deep and I'm gonna play a little Prince when I feel like it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm gonna play a little Billie Jean when I want to. I'm gonna do so much that I'm gonna do that just comes from the heart and be like this video. They might not understand the reason why I chose the music, but eventually it'll grow on you because,
Yeah.
like I said, I know when I know.
Yeah.
So,
And I know every song you select, you're saying something. You're saying,
mm, yep,
and look at that. Do you know? My grandmother used to encourage me when I would be crying about this. Do you know what you're doing, what I'm doing? Choosing the song, making the content, making sure it posted, making sure this, that, and the other. Do you know there's an entire boardroom right now doing that for a single artist?
yeah, I sure do.
Doing all of those jobs yourself. And each one on that team is making above six figures, putting their children through college, paying the mortgage on their house. And you're doing the job of the entire team.
Right.
One person.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because these people need to understand what is going on here. And I'm going to go even further. No, you
Hmm.
can't do this.
Yeah.
If it were easy,
Yeah.
we'd all do it.
Yeah.
I said to my nephew the other day, and I wasn't mad about it, but we have social media influencers. We do. And then we have entertainers. You are an entertainer. I am an entertainer. We're just using the platform.
Right.
There's
Right.
a difference.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
that difference need be respected. Need
Yeah.
be. So I want to say something to you too. Instagram is where you start, TikTok too, but don't let go of your platform. You may not want to do it as often as you did, but return to it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because last night, I was telling you earlier, last night I went on TikTok. The person was also on Instagram. So I had to go to TikTok to find them on Instagram. It was so funny.
Hmm.
But he was following me and I didn't even know. But what happens is a video was selected using my audio.
Hmm.
It was literally 10 years old. It was the beginning.
Wow.
It was the beginning. And I said to myself, it's finally happening. Because I was the crazy one when everybody tried to, poke fun at me and say, oh, it's not catching on and this is that and the other. I had to say, one day they're going to look at everything I've ever done. I had to know that before it ever happened.
That's deep. That's
Yeah.
that's understandable. Yeah.
You have to have that kind of thought
Hmm.
because it carries you through when no one's watching. It
Right.
carries you through those days where you only get one like. It
Hmm.
carries you through that.
Right.
So turn around and if I had a deleted my Instagram with 10 years worth of work on it, that audio would have never been selected.
Yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
gone.
You're right. You're right.
So I realized it's a part of your career. It is the career. It is the career. People say,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, what do you want to do next? Do you want to go to Hollywood?" No.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do next? This.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a resume, and it's a cover sheet. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's just to me, it's like it's like you were saying. I love what you said. Even though when you get one like, you got to trudge through. You know what I mean? I know that every video I make is not going to go 100,000 or a million views. I've had my share of that, and honestly, I'm getting some of that come back again too. But I realize that not every single reel or video is going to do it. It's just how I feel at the moment that I want to do it. Instagram, there's a lot of kudos that Instagram, deserves from me for that. So it's not that it's really more or less that I know that I can do more, and I don't need Instagram as a crutch. Saying if I didn't have it, then what? It's there and it's viable. But thank you for saying that. I don't plan on letting go. I just plan on just at some point be like, okay, you stay over there. I see you, but I got this way to go now. So
Get this. Instagram will never be a crutch. It's a part of your career, yes, but it's also your testing ground.
mm,
Let's get this. I'm going to tell you something. Wealth only comes two ways in business: a product or a service.
mm,
If you come up with a service or you come up with a product, you have 100,000 plus people to try it on. Whereas if you don't use it, then you're going door to door.
yeah, yeah,
You can't afford to do door to door. You'll be working until you're 80.
yes,
You see? So people don't understand how to use Instagram. That's the problem. Because they
yeah,
signed up for likes and views. I
hmm,
signed up to launch a business.
yeah,
They're your guinea pigs. Test subjects. 100,000 people. You and I both. We have hundreds of thousands. And it's like they're the test subject. Because get this, if they never give you a dime, they will spread what you're doing into the world, and it will reach the people that have the money to do it. What we don't understand is everyone's on Instagram. Listen to this. All those people, right now, there's a rapper. He's so hot right now, and I'm so proud of him. His name is NLE Choppa.
yeah,
Yeah. My nephew listened to him for years before this major explosion happened. So when the whole world found out about him, my nephew was like, y'all late, y'all late, y'all late. But turn around and he had something called a duck boot. He was selling a duck boot. It was a shoe that him and a team put together to sell. He promoted on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, and it sold out. Long gone are the days of old. And see, you and I both come from that time. We come from the time when you didn't have access to your favorite celebrity. You had to write in through the fan club. You couldn't get to them and leave a comment and at them and they actually see it. No, because the company kept all of that. They kept them precious. A star is sacred. Everybody can't get to it.
yeah,
I still run my company that way. I'm that way. Can't nobody get
yeah,
to me until I
right,
come here. I will always be that because that also protects me through the glass.
hmm,
But that network that you built, the money's there. The money's
yeah,
there. We
yeah,
just have to get it. Instead of, like me, I used to get frustrated. Instead of getting frustrated, now I think, what can I do that makes them unapologetically and quickly say, you know what, here, you've been doing this for a long time. Like here. And that comes. Before my birthday, I had someone, now mind you, I have, like I said, products and services. I do both because I didn't want to, I leave no stone unturned. But before my birthday, I had a young man pay me $1,000, Cash App. Just sent me
mm,
$1,000.
mm,
I'd always had people send me money,
yeah,
never to that magnitude. Send me $1,000, and just was like, just because. And my grandmother, I went down to my grandmother and she said, this is not to make you happy. This is a case study. What happened tonight will happen again and more frequently. Prepare. That's what she told me. Prepare. She said, because you've been worth that and more the entire time. The entire time. I'm not going to Hollywood. Some of us may want to go to Hollywood. I'm not going to Hollywood. I'm taking this computer. I'm taking these lights. I'm taking all this stuff and opening a satellite office in France. And I'm going to sit in beautiful places and do this. This is my life. Because I didn't want what they were giving me. I always feared being owned. I didn't want anybody to own me. So that's
hmm,
why they called me stupid, because I walked away from the record contract and the modeling contracts and all of that stuff. But I just couldn't do the ownership. And then Instagram tried to do it too. They were badgering me about joining their monetization program. And I kept emphatically telling them no. Because one thing about me is I read. I read. In the clause, they want you to make original reels. You know why? They want to own the content. You now work for Instagram. So whatever you create is now theirs to use.
Right.
I said, oh, no, 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 no. You're not going to get all of the monologues I've done.
Mm.
And see, what people don't understand and what people don't like is it takes money to make money. So yes, I have ideas. I got to make some more money. And I'm going to keep on going, making money. But I'm going to take every last one of them monologues, and there are thousands, at least 50,000 of them. Those are anthologies of books. Those are books. Approach a publishing company or self-publish. Everything that I have said, sell the books.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not giving up my wealth of tomorrow for a handout today.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because what is it now? I feel like, and everyone knows it, that Hollywood is running out of material.
Uh-huh.
So what are they asking? They're hiring, or they're accepting invitations from influencers, entertainers, and they'll take their little 20-second reel and they'll make that into a movie.
Yep.
And they're the ones making all the money, but yet they want to offer you, well, we'll pay you $50 for your little 15-second story. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
telling the truth. You dropped the bomb. That was a big one, because that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. And people
Yep.
are so happy because they're, oh, Hollywood called me. Who cares?
Right.
Jesus could have called. I'm sure he wouldn't have advised you to do that.
Correct.
He wouldn't have advised you to do that.
Yep.
He said, cattle upon 1,000 hills belongs to my father. So why would he make you sell something that already belongs to you in the first place?
Yeah.
I was telling my nephew today as I was getting ready, I said, I'm closer to 50 than I am to 19 when I started. But it was worth it. It was long. It was hard. At times I lost my sanity. At times I didn't know what to do. But through the good, the bad, the indifferent, and the ugly, I'm here. And now I have the reputation. See, it takes years to build a reputation, seconds to destroy it. But I have 10 years, 12 years plus a reputation of delivering. Delivering. You couldn't pay for it. You couldn't pay for that. I've been before these people and they've never seen me go down in the quality of my work, because it never happened. So they know, oh, she's a sure thing. Like, I've called you. I've had people call me. I've had people call me from Hollywood. Oh, we want you to do this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, let's talk. As soon as I put that phone on speakerphone with me and my grandmother, like, yeah, we're just listening so we can call our lawyer. Then they start talking. And it's like,
Yeah.
I had a famous musician who's behind bars right now, so take your guess. He's behind bars right now. I had one song out years ago before I even went viral, because music is what I used to peddle on Instagram exclusively, before the Queen of Shade happened. So I had one song out at that time called Black Stilettos. I wrote it. It was about assuming your position, and no matter what anybody said to you, it was a song to let you know that no matter what they tried to take from you, you would always be there, stand tall, walk tall and proud. That was what the song meant. One song. This person called me through someone else who was working with him at that time, who was ironically a fashion stylist. So shout out to your girlfriend. She was a fashion stylist at that time. And she connected us. This person said, is that your song? Yes. Are you singing that? Yes. That's your voice? Yes. Auto-tuned? No. That's my voice. I'm a countertenor, mezzo-soprano. Okay. How would you like to go on tour with me? And they said another big name. Immediately, without hesitation, I said, no, thank you, sir. He said, with all due respect, why not? I said, because I'm not a lunchbox. I didn't prepare this amazing meal that took me years to be able to afford the ingredients. I didn't prepare this meal for you to come along and slap your name on the outside of my lunchbox
Mm-hmm.
like you made the meal. He got so mad with me, told me I'd never be anything, and hung up. He's behind bars, so we know how that went.
Sure do.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
You sure are.
Good times and bad times. That's a song. I've had them all, and my dear, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still here. Today, I just wanted to get you on to encourage you. My grandmother always has to tell me these things take a long time. They take a long time when you do it right. Because you have the whole world whom has been programmed to accept entertainment, to accept things a certain way by Hollywood. They're grown up under Hollywood. That was Hollywood's way of ensuring that they kept their customers. Anything that doesn't look like us, reject.
Mm-hmm.
Put it
Mm-hmm.
into them, program it. But I believe in the power of prayer. And I know that God didn't send you or me down this road for no reason. And I know furthermore, this may not be a rainbow. It may not be a pot of gold. But at the end of this path is a check. I know that. And we have to keep on trying. And we have to keep on working. We have to keep on being innovative. We have to keep on saying no to people that want to buy parts of us, want us to
Yep.
sell pieces of us. We have to keep on saying no. But in the end, oh yeah. My
Yeah.
grandmother said to me today in the car, I said, Nan, I didn't know it would take so long. I said, you're 77. She turned 77 yesterday. I said, you're 77 years old. She said, what's that got to do with it?
Mm.
I said, Nan, you worked 40 years to be able to give me that. I said, and I never took it as a gift. It was a loan. I need to pay you back. She said, if you keep working, you will pay me back. And then some. If you quit, you never will. And I
Wow.
thought about it. When you don't know what to do, keep going.
Yeah.
There were days, all I had was my phone. I have 3 of them now. Because get it, I do these monologues. I literally have 3 phones full of content. Full of content. That the world hasn't even seen yet. The world hasn't even seen it yet.
Yep.
Haven't seen it. Some of them are a year old. I just got busy.
Yep.
And now I'm at the point where I don't make 15 like I used to. Today I made 5. They're not exactly 1 minute anymore. They're about 6 minutes each. So that's what
Yep.
they get. And when I
Yep.
give it, I give it.
Yep.
I give it, I give it.
And for those who don't have that amount of contact, I'm going to tell everyone a little secret and recycle what you have, because there is gold in that. There is. And when I say recycle, I'm not going to tell you how to do the trick because no one taught me. I'm just telling to who's watching this interview right now. Go through your phone, look at what you got, figure it out. If you can't be creative like the rest of us, Johnny on the spot, look at what you did. Just because what you did and you're not doing it anymore doesn't mean you wasn't once who you once were, once who you always are. I mean, that person back then was just as creative as you are now. You just need a little help sometimes. So
You're absolutely right. The legendary Anita Baker had to have her album released twice before she became Anita Baker.
mm,
And I'm going to tell you something. I re-released my music. Took it all down when I got mad at Instagram. And then 2 years ago, I think it was now, a year ago, maybe, I re-curated it, put different songs, did this, did that, broke it all up. 5 million streams on one album.
there you go. You know,
You got to use what you have.
yep. And not everyone's attention span is there at the same time as yours is. You know, people just didn't reach the right crowd yet. You know what I mean? But they're there. They're
They
coming.
are. They are. I was going to say that too. All those people that bought tickets for Beyonce's concerts all over the world during her world tour, they
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram. You just got to get to them.
Right. Right.
They're there. You just haven't learned how to get to them. And
Yeah.
it takes, listen, take it from us to everyone watching. It takes some skill and savvy. Because get it, money's hard to come by. Ain't nobody giving you $1 for free.
Mm.
Money's hard to come by. And the sooner you respect that, you'll understand why it's taken so long. See, I know why it's taken so long. My nephew said to me, Unc, you've had all this pressure happen to you. You were coal when you went in. You're a diamond now. He said, baby, he said, Unc, everybody can't afford a diamond. So it has to sit in the case until the people that can afford it can come by and see it. And that
It
don't
never loses its value. It never loses its value.
never. And those people that buy diamonds they don't come every day.
Hmm.
Don't come every day. You're going to get a lot of watchers before you get investors. That's going
Hmm.
to happen. That's
Right.
going to happen. I've been blessed because of my grandmother to not have to work another job. I had the time to sit and create and think and write music and do all of that. But even to those watching that may not have that time and may not have a grandmother that had the savvy that mine did, one video a week. And like you said, keep remixing it. Take parts of it.
Yep.
Do with it. All you
Yep.
gotta do. I learned this and I'm doing it now. You're supposed to get paid at least 3 ways from one piece of content. You are
Mm.
supposed to be able to create 3 streams of income from what you're doing. I got, for me, books, music, merch. I put my sayings on shirts.
Mm.
I do all of that.
Hmm.
Have to be able to get paid multiple ways from
Exactly.
one thing.
Right.
That's the secret to business. Everybody, oh, well, I didn't go to school for business. Neither did I. But that didn't take away from the fact that I lived as a consumer for 42 years in this world. So I saw how it was done. They used it on me.
Right.
I know how it's done. I know how they sold me when they wanted to sell something.
Mm.
I know what to do. We all do.
Yep.
It's just a matter of that believing and sticking with it. May not be able to afford prime time. They wanted $18,000 for me to have a segment on Good Morning America. It was crazy. And you know what I said? I understand promotion is not free. When I get to $18,000, I'll call you back. I stopped saying that's too much. I
Yeah.
stopped saying that. I stopped saying that's too much because literally, is it too much? Spend $18,000 to collect millions on work I've already done. Merchandise already made, music already made, books already ready to be published. It will change. That's why people don't promote for free. It will change your life for real, for real.
Exactly. Yep.
And nobody wants to give that kind of power to anyone. Nobody wants to do that. I notice that I'll see people, even celebrities. Like I have my good celebrities that help me, and they've helped me off camera. They necessarily didn't share me, but they sent me boxes of designer clothing, and wigs and all those things. So they helped my cause.
Yeah.
But everybody doesn't have that. But at the same time, keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going and save the money because you will eventually have to boost your content on social media. You
Yep.
will have to boost it. You will have to promote it. And promotion is not free. As long as you understand that, it's not free. But get this, if you paid for more things in your business, you wouldn't take them for granted. And you'd work it like a business and not
Right.
a hobby.
Exactly. Exactly. Your self value goes skyrocket. Number one. Number two, you can't expect someone to invest in you if you haven't invested in yourself. And those are the two things that are going to help you get out there and be like, okay, here I am. I know my worth. Yeah, like you said, if that's too expensive, well, I know that's too little. So you'll figure that out once the variance of too little and too much.
Yeah. They always say somebody wants to work with you, say your rate, times it by 4, and then add a luxury tax.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, get it? They stop calling me. Not because they don't want to work with me. I've had boys that I sent to Hollywood to do things. And they said, Queen, the whole time I was on set, they kept asking me if they could get a meeting, if I could get them a meeting with you. But the thing about it is, even with all of that, they know not to call me because they know. What does she want? She wants the world. She's worthy of the world. And I'm not saying that I need to be famous in the world. I'm saying I want what is rightfully mine. When you compensate me well.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're not prepared to do that.
Yeah.
They're not prepared to do that. I'm too
Right.
expensive. They could hire a famous actor for less than what I cost.
Mm. Mm.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
They can hire somebody already known, and they will still get them cheaper than hiring the Queen of Shade.
Right. That says a lot right there.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. That's why I said, oh no, I'll do it. I'm fine. 42, I got it. I'll keep going. If I even live 5 years of success, it was worth it. Major success. Because my grandmother always tells me, baby, you're going to always have major bills. You're going to always have to put out fires. That's never going to stop. That's never
Yeah.
going to change. It doesn't matter how wealthy you get. You're going to always have to run it. So don't look for you to be looking for a reprieve. Because that reprieve will never come. I used to think like that. Oh, I work so hard. When I finally make it, I'm going to go sit on the beach and cry for a day or two. She said, why? She said, you ain't going to have, she said, why? You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to be calling your team and telling them where to meet you in the world so y'all can get these videos done.
Yeah.
That's what's next for me. Mobile.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my business. I can run this from anywhere in the world. Next is hire my own production team, my own crew, take this on the road, and as I travel from city to city in Europe, film that shit and bring it to my following. On social media, no. I want my own app. I want
Mm-hmm.
a Queen of Shade app. That's what
Yeah.
I'm working for.
That'd be dope.
Music will be there. The videos will be there. Music videos, all kinds of things will be there. Because
Yeah.
I'm going to take and harness that power. And then I'll pay the $18,000 for Good Morning America to talk about my app. Yeah, to talk about my app. Because then to me, yeah, then I can't miss.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't miss. I'm so thankful you came to me today. We just talked.
Love it. Yeah. We sure did.
It flew by so fast because we just talked.
That's right. That's right. I
People
mean,
get so crazy about this because they don't understand this. This is a new thing. I'm not asking
yeah.
questions. It's conversation.
Yeah. Exactly. Conversation brings on, like you said, brings on originality, authenticity. I mean, that's who I've always been. I remember the first interview with you was a little bit, I was a little bit kind of just enclosed. I try to let go, but I mean, as of the last couple of years, so much has happened in my life. I mean, I'm more of expressing myself, to someone in line at the grocery store. Be like, hey, how you doing? You know what happened to me today? Let me tell you right now. So, and they're like, really? And they open their bag of chips they're about to pay for, and they're like, okay, I got you. So, it's people welcome that. They will embrace it and be like, it's human nature is genuinely kind. Yeah, you're gonna run into some hard walls and whatever not, but like you said earlier, just be kind to someone because you never know what's gonna happen.
Never know. You never know who's going to participate in your destiny. You never know. Because if I hadn't been mentoring that young man before I ever started charging, he was calling me for free. I was taking my time with him and we spoke for years.
Mhm.
Literally, he had an opportunity to go on a Hollywood radio station. And there were 1 million people listening to him, 1 million plus. They opened up the phone lines, and I was the first call they took.
That's amazing.
And I got to say to him, congratulations on all of your success. And he said, oh my God, it's the Queen of Shade. She's been mentoring me forever. What's your online screen name so that they can find you? And you know what I said to him? Baby, this is your moment. Enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my moment. I'm not
Right.
giving you my screen name. This is about you.
Nice.
That, see, integrity. People know me because they know my character. I'm not going to lead you astray. And my thing is, when I turn around, I'm up here trying to work things out. When I work things out, I got jobs for all of y'all. Like when I tell you, I got jobs for all of y'all, and I ain't talking about on some NC Hammer stuff. I'm talking about on some, no, this, come here, we're going to shoot this, we're going to do this. Next phase for me is to just be the Queen of Shade at large. A lot of
Be
editors
here.
are known that way. Yes, they're known at large. So they travel, they do what they want to do. That's what's coming next for me, is the actual freedom I deserve. Because that's what I asked God for. I didn't ask God to be famous. I didn't ask God for money. I asked God to be free. I just
Right.
didn't know the price of freedom was everything.
Right.
It
Right.
cost me everything. Everything. I gave everything to this. My grandmother says that all the time. She says to me, baby, I gave you money. You gave everything. And there's a difference.
Yep.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me today
You're so welcome.
and
You're
talking to
welcome.
me, because we had a really good conversation. I can't wait to put this up because I think
Good.
everybody's going to appreciate seeing you, because you are famous. I gotta say it, Mr. Laureano Ramos. You're famous. You are. We
I'll
know
let you say it.
you. We
I'll work
know
on that.
you. We know you. You get it. We just praying to God that the rest of the stuff that comes with fame catches up.
Gotcha.
We
That
both
that
we both
part.
in that boat. We in that
That
part.
part.
We both in that boat. All right, God, I got the notoriety now. The check. The check. The check. I'm you know how they say be real specific with God? I'm real specific these days. God
Oh
said,
yeah.
come on, I said the check.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
I focus on it. I'm intent.
right.
The
Because
check.
right. Because praying is dangerous. I'm gonna tell you right now. You
It
might
is.
think you're praying for the right thing, but you're not asking for the right thing.
No. And having said that, that is so true, because you have to ask God for things that He wants you to He already ordained for you to have. So that
Hmm.
takes a lot of knowing yourself and knowing your purpose and destiny, because a lot of us don't know what our purpose is, but when we find it, I was one of the fortunate ones to find it. You were one of the fortunate ones to find it. And like you said, being able to empower someone in the grocery store and they're standing there and you're talking, that's life.
Yep.
That's real.
Yep. Yep.
That is real. Like, and get it. They went home and said, I met this handsome man in the store. He was telling me about that. They spread your word. They spread your life force and energy into
Mm.
the world. I can't wait to see what's next for you, because I know
Yeah.
good things are coming for you. And as long as you got that fashion stylist, you're gonna continue to look good.
Yes.
You're gonna be You're gonna be ready.
Most certainly. Most
Ready. Yeah,
certainly.
you're gonna be ready. You ready? Get it? We all ready for prime time. This ain't for shits and giggles. We're
That's
ready. We've
right.
been ready.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
but to be fair, it doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen for anyone.
If it would have happened for me, if that was the case, it would have happened 2+ years ago when we first met, and it hasn't happened yet.
But
So
you
I'm earning my stripes, and I'm good.
You said it. You
Mhm.
said it.
Yep.
And guess what? Even when it happens, you're gonna continue. You're gonna work twice as hard.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because it's not about the goal anymore. It's the
Mm-mm.
beauty in the journey is
Yes.
what's actually showing me what really has to happen. So last couple years they've been hard, they've been good. Some more than the other, but regardless, like I told you earlier, I have no regrets. I'm completely happy right now. And I don't want to trade in one happiness for the other because I don't know what's behind door number 1, 2, or 3. I'll just take what's in front of me.
Yes. There's a song that was in the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back, starring Taye Diggs and Angela Bassett. It was sang by Oleta Adams. I've tried to find this song for years, can't find it anywhere.
Okay.
But the song was called There Are No Regrets.
Mm.
And she sang beautifully, there are no regrets. I'll never forget. Beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. If you can find the soundtrack to that, There Are No Regrets. There aren't any.
I'll definitely look at it.
Yeah, because
I probably heard it, but with me and sometimes music, I forget titles, but I know I'm pretty sure I've heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that about you. Now, listen, I can't let you go just yet. I need to ask you one question.
Talk to me.
How is your son and daughter?
They're doing great. My son graduated earlier this year from high school, so he's pursuing his adulthood and doing things there. And my daughter, she is a junior in high school. So, they're doing great. They're big. They're basically young adults. They're amazing. They're amazing. So
I'm happy to hear that.
thank you for asking.
Yes, please tell your girlfriend that we missed her and that it was thank her for making you look so snazzy. But I know you always had snazzy. You always wear a snazzy dresser. She just knows how to accent everything. But
She
please
does.
tell her, please send her our love and our appreciation for
Okay.
being your sidekick. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
when she watches that. She'll get to see me say thank you for being his sidekick because he's worthy. He's worthy, and so are you. So. I love when worthy people get together. There's not that insecurity and over catering and oversharing and overcompensating. No,
Mm,
your love I can see is very well balanced.
yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yep. All
So,
right.
season one, I did give me 3 words that empower and inspire you. Now, get this. Season two is different.
Okay.
What I'm doing now is I want you to tell me one wish that you have that you want to come true in your life, something that you want or you really haven't told anybody, so just a wish you want, and I want you to say it out loud so that it's recorded, so that it is charged in the atmosphere and comes back to you. Go.
Hmm. Wishing.
It's
Mm.
difficult. I know.
So when it comes to wishing,
Uh-huh.
it's really not a word in my vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
It is not. I'm more of an action person.
Uh-huh.
I want to work harder to achieve what it is I'm going after, but I want to stop and enjoy the moment that I'm in before I get to where I'm going. Because then if I never get to where I'm going, at least I'm enjoying the moment that I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. And the word wish can be used 2 ways. You just did it the second way. It's like being a king. The king wishes this to happen. The king wishes that to happen. You know? So that's kind of where you are. I wish to be this. I wish to enjoy my life. So you did it the other way, which is so you. It's so you.
It always is.
It is. It is. It's so you. It is so you. So you. Hold on one second. Tell us, you moved to Texas, right?
I'm in Houston now. Yeah.
Tell me how
Yeah.
you like it real quick.
Oh, well, I love Texas. Well, remember, if you remember, I was out here after I left California, but I
Mm-hmm.
was in San Antonio, and that lasted about a year. I didn't really care too much San Antonio. Nope, no
Huh?
disrespect San Antonio, but it just wasn't a place for me. So when I met my girlfriend, I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I was down to come back to Houston, and she's born and raised in Houston, so here I am.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, Houston got a very good resident. We're happy to see you, and we can't wait to see you again.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Laureano Ramos. Don't go away. So did you enjoy? Was the conversation everything you thought it would be? It was for me. I love catching up with my friends. It was absolutely amazing. So if you thought it was amazing, please continue to watch, comment, like, and share. And most of all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you, and I do this for you. Good, wholesome content about self-love, self-confidence, and self-healing. The Queen of Shade loves you all. Remember my name, the Queen of Shade. Mwah.
And I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. And I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. boy. Turn that TV down.